Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to tell you guys, if you guys are, not caught up with the MCU, I'm going to give you like a cheat sheet on how you can catch up for Spider-Man Far From Home. Not everybody has time to watch all these movies that come out every single year, and maybe there's a lot of MCU films that you missed out on that you didn't know that Spider-Man appeared in. I'm sure most of these you will, but this is more for people that are maybe not in the know, but want to get into these films, but they just don't know where to start. And let's say Spider-Man Far From Home is catching your eye, and you're like, hey, I want to see this, but I haven't seen most of the other MCU films. Which MCU films do I need to watch to catch up with this new Spider-Man movie? That's what this video is for. It's to help people like you. So, if you have seen all the MCU films, that's great. Pass this along to people that you know that haven't. Hopefully this will help. I am going to start off by saying that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy does not count in these movies, and the Andrew Garfield films, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, those two films do not count. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse doesn't count, and Venom doesn't count for now. So don't worry about it. We don't know if it will ever. We'll see. So let's get right into this video. The first film you need to watch is Captain America Civil War. That's right. This is the film that introduces Spider-Man into the MCU. But I am going to warn you that he's not in the film a whole lot. He's probably has maybe 15 minutes of screen time in total. But believe me, it's a really good introduction, and it's worth the 15 minutes. You need to have his introduction into the MCU because it shows how Tony found him and how their mentorship, how Tony mentors him, begins with this film. So then we move on into Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the movie that gives us so much more of Peter because it's his movie. That's right, no one steals the show from him. The star of the film is Peter Parker, Tom Holland himself, who is amazing in this role, probably the best live-action version of Spider-Man, and the only one that matters right now. So he battles Michael Keaton as the Vulture, and yes, Tony Stark returns to mentor him, but Tony, he's not in it that much. It's not Iron Man's movie, it's Spider-Man's movie, but he's there as a mentor role, which is good enough for us in this movie because we want to see more of Tony and Iron Man and Spider-Man together when it's the team-up movies. This is not a team-up movie. This is a Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man is the hero, and that's all we need to know for this film. We do get to see a lot of his life in this movie with Aunt May, who was also introduced in Civil War, but we also get to see a lot of his friends that we never saw at all. So this is their introduction as well to Spider-Man's world, and we get to see how what it's like on the ground level of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because Spider-Man's more of a smaller hero who fights a little bit more on the ground, so it's really nice to get that in this movie. We then move on to Avengers Infinity War. This is Spider-Man's next big adventure, and I mean big in a very big way because this movie goes all out, takes Spider-Man into space, something that never has happened before in any Spider-Man movie. He's always on Earth, mostly in New York throughout most of Spider-Man's films, even the old ones. This one, Spider-Man goes into space, and it's like, okay, well, Spider-Man's going into space now, along with Iron Man and Doctor Strange. This is amazing. So this is the movie you want to see, definitely, as well as the continuation of the story, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame concludes the story of Infinity War, and I'll admit it, Spider-Man isn't in it that much. Hopefully you've all seen the movie by now. He has a very teeny role. I'm just going to say that. But look, it's very important to the character and his growth, because I'm also hearing it's very important to Spider-Man's next adventure, which is in theaters very soon, and yes, I'm super psyched to check it out. Spider-Man Far From Home. This deals with the aftermath of both Infinity War and Endgame, and deals with the ramifications of some big things that went down in those two movies, specifically Endgame. That's all I'm going to say for now because, number one, I haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, but we do know that the villain of the movie is Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who, fun fact, almost replaced Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man back during Spider-Man 2 because Tobey Maguire had injured his back, and they were going to replace him with Jake Gyllenhaal as Spider-Man, but thankfully Tobey healed enough just in time, so he returned just in time to do that movie, which is why we got this little joke in Spider-Man 2. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully this video helped you and you're excited to go and check out Spider-Man Far From Home. I know I am. I got my tickets all set a month ago or something, whenever the tickets were originally released. So super excited. Can't wait. And I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and remember, pass this video around to anybody that wants to get into the MCU and wants to start off with Spider-Man Far From Home. Tell them to check out this video. Maybe this will help them prepare themselves for Spider-Man Far From Home. So if they like these movies, maybe they'll go back and watch the rest of the MCU, because all these movies to me are really enjoyable. I don't know how anybody can hate them. I know some people out there do, but for me, they're all great. So yes, I don't care if people call me a shill. That's who I am. This is my personality. Deal with it. And until next time, take care.